And we're not fucking around this time.
Yeah.
And now, Jabroni Studios, in association with Big Herm Productions, is proud to present to you, recording from an undisclosed location in Oakdale, Connecticut, it's Chris Burns, it's Chris Lynch, it's the Burrito Boy, Matt Marsh. This is Dysfunction Junction.
Burrito.
Welcome, everybody, to a very special Dysfunction Junction this week. But I did get a letter from the lawyers that said no matter how special it is, I am contractually shut up.
He's
contractually obligated to make the following statement. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, buckle your ass in. Here we go. Welcome to Dysfunction Junction.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
There we go. I'm Chris Burns. To my immediate left on the screen, it's the Possum King himself.
Hello, Chris Lynch.
In the bottom corner, he's not the Paul Lind of the show, but he's more like the Shadow Stevens down there in the corner. He's ready. Circle gets the square. It's Matt Marsh.
Shadow Stevens. I remember that guy.
There you
He
Yeah.
changed his name to Ahmed something or other. And...
No, dipshit.
No,
that's
Cat
Cat
Stevens.
Oh, right.
Oh, my fucking Christ. Shadow Stevens, the DJ.
Shadow Stevens was the one with the hair.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There we go. He was kind of like
you knew
Fabio.
what I was talking about with Cat Stevens.
There we go. He
That's
was like the
fucking
DJ.
quick.
Yeah, I know. It's the DJ with the Fabio hair, but yeah. No.
Yeah, he's saying that Moon Shadow song.
No.
Oh, good Christ.
No, that's
I
not
can't
it.
even get through the introductions, and you are having us Cat Stevens, Shadow Stevens, Stella Stevens, Stella Doro, everybody.
Christ. Stella
Stevens.
Hello.
Wasn't
Ladies
she on
and
Harper Valley
gentlemen.
PTA?
Harper Valley PTA.
No.
The shadow.
Fucker.
All right,
Shut up.
Everybody
The
shut
Shadow
up.
knows.
The shadow. No.
Only the shadow
Barbara
knows.
Stevens, you idiot.
No, it's Barbara Eden.
You know what? I'm done with this. The producer extraordinaire, the man with no hair, the man who keeps this held together by bubble gum and super glue alone. He is Big Herm Michael P.S. Herman.
I'm just MacGyvering another one to fucking gather.
I said before we went hot,
As
and
always.
we're going to get to the crux of the issue that we're doing tonight. I said before, we should start 10 minutes early and not tell anybody. And Matt said it would be like an after dark thing. If you could hear some of the stupid shit we talk about before we go hot, we don't want to step on, the reason we're here.
Yeah.
But we say some
We could call it foreplay.
kind of, yeah. We'll give you that.
Foreskin.
We'll give you 10 minutes of foreplay.
Pre-jack.
It's a little group foreplay.
Yeah, which is probably 9 minutes more than most of what you guys are used to. You get like, here it is, just do it.
Heard my rendition of foreplay is, honey, brace yourself.
Here I come.
Mine is 200 too much?
Honey, lock it in. Let's go.
All right.
Lock it in.
I haven't had to say this in a while. Shut up, Herm. Thank you. We're doing 90s wrestling tonight, but it's going to be a bittersweet little episode. My family suffered a tragedy late last week when my cousin Andrew passed away at 28 years old. He loved wrestling. He loved Star Wars, loved video games, loved his family. I was thinking about this when I came down here today. As you can see, to my left, your right on the screen is the trophy, which you guys know how this trophy was born. WrestleMania all right, he's on it already. A couple years ago, WrestleMania.
Something else completely. And it's totally the inappropriate time to discuss it.
You wait till next week. Wait till next week.
It's we'll wait. We'll
put it on the blotter. You can tell me. Put it on the blotter. We'll talk about it after the show. So this is it, the Chiron at WrestleMania said that this guy, I don't even remember his name, won the Andrew the Giant Battle Royal. Look at Lynch knows, he's laughing. I screenshotted it and sent it to the guys. I'm like, can you believe this shit? So this is the Andrew the Giant trophy. So now it has a kind of a new meaning. The Andrew the Giant trophy. Andrew's family is hopefully watching. Guys, if you want to get in the comment section, please do. We will read comments. You want to send memories of Andrew, memories of 90s wrestling, which is going to be our focus tonight. Andrew was a fan of Brock Lesnar, CM Punk. He liked the broken Matt Hardy character. I never understood that character, but that was his thing. And much to Lynch's immediate chagrin, he did believe in Joe Hendry. So already, he's in my heart. He's going to be in my heart. And I want to tell my family, Bob and Tanya, little Emma Price, full relation, as opposed to Emma Burns, no relation. Those of you who know the gimmick know the gimmick. Everybody involved, man, I am like super sorry and way too young to go. If you guys want to share things in the comments, again, I'm monitoring Facebook. We have the YouTube comment section right here on our screens. We'll put them up on the screen. But Bob, Tanya, Brandon, Emma, Calvin, everybody involved, really sorry. We wanted to put something a little special together. So, Herm, if you would be so kind to introduce what we're going to do right now.
What are we doing right now?
Your chat GPT helped out and gave us something very nice.
Just let me know. I'll make the buttons get pushed. Just
Again, super glue and bubblegum, kids.
Just got it along. So yeah, right now.
Here, I got a toothpick. It might help.
There you go.
No, my hymn subscription's taking care of that. Right now, what we're gonna do is in the boxing or in the sporting world, any several sports, boxing, wrestling, and whatnot. They have a very special thing that they do when somebody involved in the sport passes away. It's called a 10-bell salute. So tonight, as the wrestling fan that he was, we're running a 10-bell salute for Andrew. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just shut the fuck up for a moment. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. I'm at a loss. I had so much I wanted to say, and I said to somebody earlier, wasn't on our chat, I'm nervous. I was nervous to do this for Andrew, but just trying to do right by him, by his family, and let him know that people that he didn't even know were reaching out to me when I put this up on the socials. Asked, how big a wrestling fan, who do you like, who do you didn't like, yada, yada, yada. So either Lynch wants to say something or he's adjusting something.
He's adjusting something. Go ahead.
His boyfriend stands right off screen. He just reaches up and takes care of business.
Stan?
Yes. Stan the Lariat. There you go. But again, this is going to come down to you guys out there who are watching this. If you want to send in your comments, questions, concerns in regard to Andrew as we talk about 90s wrestling, please feel free to do so. And are we doing the other thing at the end, Herm, or no?
We can do whatever you want. I've got all of it.
Okay, good. We'll save that part to the end, which forces you guys to sit with us and talk 90s wrestling. Bob's already in the comment section. This is Bob. Everyone is surprised that New Jack was smiling in the pic. Andrew was too happy for him to look mean. And that's why I chose that picture. Because if New Jack is smiling, you either made him smile or he's laughing because he's about to waffle the shit out of you with a folding chair or a crutch or a kendo stick or a shopping cart.
Whatever's near.
Right? A New Jack match consisted of the music plays. He comes out with a supermarket buggy full of weapons, and then you spend the next 15 minutes getting the shit kicked out of you for fun and profit.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So when they sent me that they sent me a bunch of pictures, and I said, that's the one. That is the one. Because they both looked happy. And I guess according to Bob, when I talked to him, Sunday night, was it? there was a match that night with New Jack and Shane Douglas where they went out into the crowd and he knocked over Andrew Soda, and Andrew just could not forgive him for that. Yes, I got my picture made. Yes, I got to see some wrestling right up close, but you knocked my soda over, you son of a bitch.
You sank my battleship.
You owe
Right?
me $6. You owe me $6, man.
Nah, man, it was an independent show. It was probably $3 for a can, just like this one, except this is more tasty. This one's for you, Marsh.
Fago.
Is it
Fago.
Moxie tasty?
Fago.
This is Moxie Tasty right here.
We got Fago out here.
Nice.
The Midwest and out here, Fago, baby.
Fago's some good stuff if you're into ICP, and never mind, I'm going to stop there.
PCP.
Well, the soda was great regardless of the band, but
Good point. Andrew was born right in the middle of the Monday Night War. We're going to talk about that, but we're going to start at the beginning of the 90s. All of us, because, and Marsh, you're a big reason I chose this particular era, as well as Andrew, when I see all the pictures of Andrew. Well, you should touch yourself later. We got a show to do.
Okay.
If I have to.
Right?
If I must.
If
I
I have
gotta
to
stand
twist my
down.
own hair wrist, okay.
Right? Because you said, hey, we talk about wrestling, but I was good in the 80s and 90s. I don't know the new product. Lynch, to get him to watch the recent product means we're bringing someone on to talk about it, and Herm's just down to do anything. So much appreciated,
Yeah,
you big guy. That's what it says on the bathroom wall at New London train station.
it's not.
Yeah, it does. That's a man.
It's not false advertising.
The
Just
weirdest
saying.
part about it, guys, it's in his handwriting.
Well, that's the thing. Somebody wrote on a bathroom wall, they were like, remember, in life, try everything once. And I was like, nah, fuck that, twice, because the first time might be a little, weird or awkward.
Yeah, if it's dudes.
But, but the second time, it's once is a unicorn, twice is a history. So there you go.
Here we go.
There it is.
Why are
makes
you
sense.
looking up here? Why are you looking up here? The joke
It makes
is in
sense.
your hand.
It makes sense.
It does make sense. So we're getting our time machine. Go back to the 90s here. The beginning of the 90s. It was still technically the 80s, man. You still had Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, the Warriors, Sergeant Slaughter. Sting was still blonde-haired and flat-top. It was good stuff.
We're going back before Blind Melon, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank God. Okay.
And somewhere around 1992-ish, somebody in the creative team woke up and said, you know what wrestlers need? Jobs. We had a clown, a plumber, a hockey player.
Be quiet.
I'm surprised there wasn't a priest. It was tough to be a fan back then.
Wasn't Virgil some kind of priest?
No.
I thought there was a black priest or a black reverend or something.
There was in the 2000s.
That was
Devon Dudley.
That was Jesse Jackson, Matt.
No, but that was in the 80s.
A black priest.
His name was
you
Jesse
got me.
Jackson. He was a reverend.
And Reverend Al Sharpton.
And Louis Farrakhan.
Herm, you're the man. I love how straight up you are. All right. Well, you got a compliment here. Wait till 8:00 when he gets extra straight up talking about the numbnuts of NASCAR. Oh, I got shit to say about that race tonight. Tune in at 8:00 Speedway review. Chris is not happy. We'll talk more about that at 8:00.
Aw.
Nah, and it has nothing to do with the actual race either. So, anyway,
well then,
who the fuck thought it would be a good idea? And I know there's one man who's responsible for this. You know what would be good? If we dressed this really big strapping guy up in coveralls, dirtied him up and called him the Dumpster.
The Dumpster.
Dumpster.
But wait, there's more. You see that guy over there? He's kind of balding. He's been a good wrestler for 15 years. Let's make him a plumber. What? Creative back then was terrible. It was tough to be a fan. It was tough to describe to your friends how... No, it's still fun. No, it isn't. There's a fucking plumber. This is Brandon. Andrew was very knowledgeable on wrestling. He would know almost anything, especially about the Attitude Era and on. He was a great wrestling mind, one of the best I know. And somebody comes in with Dusty Rhodes. Man, Dusty was Dusty no matter how many polka dots he wore. Love Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty was musty.
The night I met Dusty, and my buddy sold me out to do a Dusty Rhodes impression in front of Dusty. That's yeah, you don't want to do that.
The only Rhodes I give a fuck about is Randy Rhodes and
Randy Rhodes and Cynthia Rhodes was cute.
Oh yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was.
Rocky Road.
Listen, fat kid. Listen, you fucking
Rocky Road. I heard you.
The first thing he goes to is Rocky Road. He's probably slathering that shit on a burrito.
I haven't, but that's kind of sending me down the path. Anybody ever had the Choco Taco?
I had a very not to interrupt this very special event, but I was very fucking bad yesterday.
Ooh, what'd you do?
Well, it was half price burger night over at Graham's Grill. So,
okay.
And not giant burger, but I went and had a Pueblo burger, which is it's the burger, and it's got cream cheese and green chilies on it.
I've read of this.
And then on the way home, we stopped, and I got a small, the mixing bowl mashup.
Oh my god!
The Blizzard. I got this little small one.
I'm bringing it back around. If you guys want beautiful 8x10,
even my shit food is healthy. Like I literally asked for extra vegetables on the cheeseburger. I had nothing else on the cheeseburger but what came on the cheeseburger. No additions. I felt I was a bad. I felt
good being bad.
I used ketchup.
You guys,
which is vegetable
retarded.
Heavy, but
it's okay. We get it. You felt good being bad.
It was nice. It was bad. It was
and even being bad, it ain't that bad.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty.
You guys are fucking retarded. Absolutely fucking retarded.
I know. I know. We all know this.
The moment is. I'm just having.
The moment's gone.
I'm having a confession.
All right. Well, I have a confession. If you want beautiful 8x10 glossy black and white photos of the WWF superstars, you can send away with $15 from the 1984 WWF calendar.
Oh yeah.
And most of them are. Yes, it was a good year for Mark.
Yes. If you just
the
write,
wrestling album came out in 85.
If you send $24.95 to Sherman's Funeral Home, they'll send you pictures of all of those wrestlers.
Oh, you know what? That's a good question.
That are past now.
How many of them are there? Well, I got to slide my glasses down.
They need another wrestling album.
The set includes Bob Backlund, Andre the Giant, gone. Ivan Koloff, gone. Superfly, gone. Morocco, still alive. The Samoans, gone. Tony Garea, still alive. Rocky Johnson, gone. George Steele, gone. Ivan Putski, still alive. Mr. Fuji, gone. And Tito Santana, still alive.
Of that calendar is in the ground.
Oh, you. All right, let's find out.
Did I hear your white ass just say that we need another
rock you fucking did
album?
Yeah, I want Land of 1,000 Dances with all new cast.
Who hurt you? Who show me on the dolly where the bad man touched you?
I remember bringing that cassette to elementary school and playing it during lunch.
Somehow I'm not surprised by this.
Why does that not surprise me?
And in the background, you could hear Herman beating somebody up in the hallway.
Probably.
That wouldn't surprise me either.
Two fucking people, to be honest.
In rhythm to the song.
And a principal.
Probably beating the first person up and using the first person's dead body to beat the shit out of the second.
I have completely lost control. You guys are idiots.
The principal.
Laughter's good. Laughter's good medicine. So if anybody needs a laugh, check out the 3 yahoos I'm working with, please. Oh,
I resemble that remark.
I had a couple questions that I had written down about this era, 1990. Well, we'll start in 1990, even though technically not part of the decade. 1991 would have began that. So the first question I had was, what was your favorite moment from the 90s? And you can split it up into 2, 90 to 95, 95 to 2000.
I'm just trying to remember those years. Like,
you wore a lot of black back then.
Well,
it was slimming.
It's not that. It's just trying to remember that far ago. Like,
all right, I'll tell you what. We'll let you be the main event. I'll start. We'll move on.
I remember going to a couple of events. I remember a couple of maybe a couple of big things on TV, but
let me help you out.
Like if you put a gun to my head and had me list 10 wrestlers, I'll just tell you to I'll just tell you to shoot my ass.
All right.
Yet you can remember every kid you ever beat up.
Well, yeah, I was actually physically fucking involved. Do you remember every time and date and when they played every Tom and Jerry episode? No, it was just TV.
No, yeah, Saturday morning.
For me, literally, most of wrestling, all of that is none of that mattered.
All right, I'm going to help you.
Real life. It wasn't real.
I'm going to help you.
It was TV.
All right, I'm going to help you.
It was TV.
I'm going to help you. September 27th, 1993. The only reason I know this is because it's saved on my Peacock, so I can go back and rewatch it over and over again. Monday Night Raw, New Haven Coliseum. We got Pat Patterson to laugh at our chant. We got Barry Horowitz to laugh at our chant, and Razor Ramon wins the Intercontinental Championship.
Barry Horowitz.
Barry Horowitz. Oh, and Herm, Barry. if you watch that episode, the ref counts 3, and you would have thought Herm won the fucking title. Arms in the air, and he is high-fiving people he does not know behind him. And
yeah, it was great. It was an event. It was awesome.
Yeah. Second half? I'm gonna go back to the comment section.
I don't remember anything else from that night. I remember the Mounties.
I remember
the Mounties saying, "Let's kick the shit out of him," and then that's about it. I remember asking Barry Horowitz if he wanted a real fucking partner, that was a real man for a real partner. He should come get me. And
who was his partner that night?
I don't know, but didn't he pull the 1, 2, 3 kid or some bullshit?
Yes.
Pulled that little scrawny 120-pound bastard out of his ass.
Yes.
All right. Like, I took shits bigger than that kid.
He opened his vest, went into his pocket, and pulled out the 1, 2, 3 kid.
Yes, literally, like pulled him out like a fleshlight, like a pocket, like the Ronco Pocket Pal.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a partner out of my vest.
That's what I'm saying. Watch me pull a 120-pound kid out of my ass.
All right, the second half, I'm going to go with the Monday Night War. All of it. Both teams, WCW, WWF, putting on fantastic shows week after week. If you were a big wrestling fan like me, you watched one, you taped the other, and then you watched the tape the next day, day after. So you were up on everything. That whole late 90s, man, that just tore shit up. Think about it like this. If Herm wanted a T-shirt, which I don't know if he still has that Lawrence Taylor gimmick from WrestleMania, but if you wanted a shirt, you go to the show or you order it out of the magazine. Now you're in the Attitude Era. You go into Walmart and they have a whole section of wrestling gear. You could go to your local 7-Eleven and they got cups with your favorite guys on them. And wrestling was everywhere in the 90s. They were on TV Guide with like 7 different covers. Which one did you get? I got Hulk Hogan. I got Sable. I got Stone Cold. They were everywhere. It went beyond being you're going to a smoky arena and watching pot-bellied assholes tussle around in their shorts. You know, the 80s changed that. Yeah, the 80s changed that, and the 90s took it and strapped a rocket to its ass. All right, Marsh, your time to shine.
All right, hit me, baby.
All right, we got a 90s wrestling moment that you like?
90s wrestling moment. I kind of checked out late 80s. I'm trying to think. All of the night. All right.
Didn't this guy just say to me 2 days ago he's 80s and 90s?
Yeah. As far as the 90s went, I was watching like freaking, I think Dwayne Johnson actually I found him very entertaining.
There you go.
Mostly with the pie skits.
The pie stuff was good.
The pie stuff, yeah, I dug the pie stuff. I mean, Leap and Lanny was gone by that point, but
if we never do another wrestling episode where he evokes the good goddamn name of Lanny Poffo, I would be ridiculously surprised.
The Leaper.
The Leaper.
It's his go-to.
Lanny Poffo. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I dug, The Rock. I found him entertaining. And there were these, I can't even remember it. I think it was a tag team group. It was fucking Scotty Too Hottie and
Grandmaster Sexay.
Yeah, and Fandango. And the only reason I remember that, that Fandango was way later.
Yeah.
But that was,
I got to turn my fan back on.
2012 or some shit, because I was married by that time. Yeah.
All
That
right.
was good stuff.
Lynch, were you even looking at the product back then?
Or the early '90s, a little bit. Mine was more towards the mid to late. I was a big fan of Stone Cold, and he won WrestleMania. What was that? 14.
Yes.
WrestleMania 14 that year.
Yep.
That's kind of when I was really paying attention to the product, and stayed through until the mid 2000s, and dropped back out again.
Okay.
But yeah, I paid more attention in the later '90s. I heard what I heard about the early '90s. I would watch it here Friday night here and there, or Saturday morning event here and there, but not like I was in the late '90s.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Herm said no, so we're just going to move on. Herm said no.
I just don't remember anything specific.
Herm
You know what I
said
mean?
no.
Like I remember.
I said what I said.
Yokozuna on the fucking boat.
Yep.
I said what I said.
He has two asses.
He has two asses.
Two
Does.
asses.
He has two asses.
All right, I'll give Herm the start for this question and the comment section. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Brandon. Anybody else wants to chime in? Feel free. Was there a star in the '90s that you thought should have been world heavyweight champion, Herm?
Andre.
Okay, he was active in the early '90s, and then
it was in the early. I thought they should have given it to him. Even if it was short-lived, I thought they should have given it to him for a little bit, just to give him a feather.
Give him a run. I mean, the one time on the what was it, Saturday Night's Main Event, and he wins it, and he says, "I'm surrendering the title to Ted DiBiase." Here you go.
Yeah,
Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man.
There you go. He's one of my picks. I'm not gonna lie. I think $1 Million Man should have been a world champion. I think Razor Ramon. If they'd have strapped that rocket to him,
that would have been my choice out of that group.
And it has to be WWF Razor Ramon. It can't be WCW. I'm drunk and on pills all the time. Razor Ramon.
Bob says Owen Hart should have won the WWF title. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that.
Oh yeah, Owen. His fall was in 1999, I think. 98 or 99. It was toward the end. Yeah. It has to be because when WCW went out of business or were bought out, but all the guys on their show were wearing armbands that had Owen Hart's name on it.
Yep.
So, wow, good call, Bob. That's awesome. What about you, Marsh?
I'm still. I ended up back in the freaking late '80s. I mean, JYD and
he was still active.
I see. That's I kind of lose track of it as far as when they went out. It's like I stopped watching for a while, and it's like when I came back in like the early 2001, I started hanging out with some people that were still into it, and like everybody seemed like I've been gone for like 10 years at that point, and it's like everybody was gone.
Oh yeah, I had that same issue when I got out of it, and then I'm pretty sure it was our friend Mike Coons told me to come to a WrestleMania party, and the first guy through the curtain, I read the Chiron, and I'm like, what the hell is a Joe Ziggler? It was Dolph Ziggler, but he was pretty cool. Yeah. Reminded me a lot of Mr. Perfect, who's another guy who should have had the heavyweight championship. But I was like, and Fag Bago was there at that show. Yeah. Chris Jericho. But oh Christ, that night was CM Punk and Undertaker too. Wow. And Emma won an autographed framed picture of The Rock that night.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, nice. I thought so. She just liked to talk like The Rock. She could have given a shit when he was on television at that WrestleMania because she had chicken wings and chocolate cake, and we're at B-Dubs. And like, Emma, look, it's The Rock. She's like, uh-huh.
Now, did you take her to a lot of matches or no?
No, only two. Monday Night Raw a couple years ago and SmackDown. Monday Night Raw in 2019, pre-pandemic, And then 2022, we went to Worcester for SmackDown, and she had a blast. It's just fun when you have this like Bob and Andrew, like me and Emma, Mike Coons and his son. When you can pass that along and see their face light up, you're having a good. I could give a shit if everybody came out and farted in the ring. If she's having a good time, I'm having a good time.
That's
Right.
nice, man.
The same reason I went to fucking, I can't remember the name of that goddamn show, Yo Gabba Gabba on Ice or some bullshit with her, but she had a great time, so I had a great time.
Yeah.
Fun fact for you guys that take your kids to like Disney on Ice and shit, they don't sell beer.
I went to the Smurfcapades.
No, I snuck a couple nips in so I can mix it with my $17 Coca-Cola. There's no way you're going to get me to watch this fucking Ice Capades gimmick
No, I don't
without
blame you.
alcohol. Thank you.
I had a thing for Dorothy Hamill. I don't know why.
Oh,
She was
hot.
cute, bro.
Probably because
hot.
she had a Dutch boy haircut.
I think
That's
it was
gonna-
the thick. She had these thick thighs. I just
Sure.
I,
Let's go with
thick
that.
thighs, like Bull Nakano, but different.
I like thick thighs. I don't know.
Tick ties, baby.
I saw that face, Herm. I saw that
She's
face.
got big thighs, and I cannot lie.
I said
That's
Bull
not how that
Nakano
song
and my
goes,
man.
Lynch.
All right, so since we're talking about thick thighs and nice eyes, who was the hottest lady from the 90s? Because
Oh,
I've
Wendy
got my
Richter.
pick. Wendy Richter.
That's just from the 80s.
Mm.
You only,
See,
I
hot
think you
though.
only had two choices in the 80s. Her and the
She was hot,
Fabulous
This
Moolah.
nigga over here talking about, I thought Fabulous Moolah was pretty hot.
She's pretty
That
hot.
May Young boy. Yeah.
The Fabulous Moolah.
Oh,
Blech. Blech.
all right.
I guess she was
Well-
a pretty shrewd businesswoman from what I read.
Yeah, she was also a pimp.
Was she really?
She was also a fucking madam.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
Go watch.
That's
Go
a
watch
shrewd
her Dark Side.
businesswoman.
Go watch. I can't believe he just said that out loud. Go watch her Dark Side of the Ring. It's quite eye-opening. And Wendy Richter's on it, so you'll smile.
I do like Wendy Richter.
Sunny was the hottest thing going in the 90s.
I don't.
You could also have Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah. She was
She
from the
got better
80s,
with time, boy. She aged
Yeah, I
like
gotta
a
be
fine
honest.
wine.
I totally could have given a shit because I thought that just I didn't care for the whole women's gimmick. Trying to get the fuck out.
I like the valets.
all they
Now,
did was just said, "All right, we're just gonna sell sex now, and that's all right." It went from a nice, wholesome family show to, "All right, we're just selling sex," and it wasn't something I gave a fuck about. I was married.
Understood.
I had two fucking kids. None of that mattered to me. And
Which wife were you on at that point?
7.
7.
by wife one, it really was that was pretty much it. I mean, I had, but that was it. Like it just, I didn't care for the whole fucking angle. Can we just fucking wrestle and get back
Yes.
to exactly what it is? Because I'm not really
Oh.
buying the sex part. And then
True.
we had the 90s, and it was just a fucking decade of debauchery, and these assholes cashed in on it. Everybody fucking jumped on that hook, and everybody's on the line now. Everybody's on the line, and they're swimming. They got the hook in their mouth, but that whole business is just selling sex.
Mhm.
So
During that time, absolutely.
it's still doing the same thing. It's trash.
When
It's
you, I don't know about that. I watch the ladies now, and they kick huge ass. To the point where when we had our
Do it with
WrestleMania
some
talk,
clothes on.
I thought they did Saturday. Oh, what was it? Saturday? Yeah, the Saudi Arabia show because you can't show skin, so they were out there in full body leotard gimmicks. Still put on a hell of a
Glow?
show. Do I remember Glow? I'd like to forget it.
I like Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus was hotter than shit. Still
And,
is.
That's
And
how I
what's her
think of
name?
Mount Fuji.
Lita.
Lita was. Oh my God, Lita was
like
rock
that
and roll
era.
hot.
I like
Mhm.
that. The 2010 era of the WWE chicks. I like.
Oh,
they're
they
my
were still.
speed.
They were hot in the '90s too.
Yeah,
But
they're
yeah,
my
I'll
speed.
take it. Sure. I mean, now when I go to my therapist and they say describe your dream, I say Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vakir walk into a bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know who those people are now.
Oh, look at you.
Thanks to you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That move. Oh my God. That move Stephanie Vicaire does, where she wraps your head in her knees and then jumps up and down and smacks your head into the mat. That is awesome.
The only person I need to know that move is my wife.
If she does that move to you, if she smacks your face into the ground with her knees, I want to see it. Pics or it didn't happen.
I'm just saying.
And I'll play that song, "Holla Back Girl" with the beat, because that's how that head slap goes. Kudos to the person online who made that video. All right, comment section, time to light up. I still want to know your answers to some of these questions. I got one that I just came up with, and I didn't just come up with it. We talked about it on the 80s episode. Everybody's got an overrated. And as much as I dig this guy, man, he's going to fight this Saturday on television at 58 years old. I thought Goldberg was ridiculously overrated.
I like Goldberg, but
I like Goldberg.
I like his acting more than I liked his.
I like his persona.
Yeah, and that's what I like too.
He sold me on persona, and that's really what to me, the casual guy at that time, what caught my eye to him is like, oh, he's an okay dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd only read the last.
I didn't give a fuck about the wrestling part of it, but everybody's like, "Oh, Goldberg's the best." Well, yeah,
the presentation was fantastic.
He sold himself.
Right. He had the look.
I'm sure Burns
he had the entrance.
This, yeah. I mean, I only knew a couple months ago that there was a controversy about him and injuring somebody when they wrestled, and supposedly destroying their career or some shit.
Bret Hart.
Yeah,
but Bret Hart destroys himself with his mouth. So
I was going to say. So I was meaning to ask, do you think that's legitimate? I mean,
I don't think he meant to hurt Bret Hart. I don't.
Right.
People get hurt all the time. Jesus. What's his nuts there? Who just passed away a couple years ago? Draws. Former Denver Bronco football player, gets into wrestling. He's in a match with D'Lo Brown. Somebody slips. He breaks his neck. He's paralyzed for the rest of his life.
Oh,
never once had a hateful thing to say about D'Lo Brown. Never. Any interview ever. Draws was cool. Bret Hart gets kicked in the head. He's already 45, 50 years old. And yeah, you screwed my career. No, dude, you're on your way out anyway. Little random, but Andrew has a replica belt, the European belt. Oh my God, the European belt. It has the old WWF logo. ECW. He would wrestle his brother in matches for the belt. HBK was my favorite European champion. Oh, you're all right. You win. Comment of the day goes to Brandon because HBK is the man.
I can see that.
That was Shawn Michaels. The only guy I know who could take 4 or 5 years off other than Bob Backlund and come back and be just as good. There's a 90s thing for you, Marsh. Bob Backlund walks away in like 85, comes back in 92, wins the championship from the aforementioned Bret Hart in 94.
Which
and he's
funny,
44.
I never even heard of Backlund until I was talking to you about it.
How? What?
Because like I said, even in the 80s, I got into wrestling at a time where if there wasn't a fucking cartoon or a toy line about it, I really wasn't fucking interested.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
It's not great, but that's just how it was.
I'll send you a match. You watch the match. You tell me that Backlund wasn't the shit then, and he was the shit when he returned. And hope he's doing well. Carrie, if you're watching, tell your dad I said hi, please.
Did Backlund have a gimmick?
Yeah, his gimmick was I'm Bob Backlund. And in the 90s, he did. He was Mr. Bob Backlund, and he was an asshole.
Uh-huh.
He made kids. Yeah, when he turned heel, he made kids recite the presidents of the United States if they wanted an autograph, from George Washington up to at that time Bill Clinton. He ran for Congress. He didn't win, but yeah, he had this Bob Backlund, the real Bob Backlund, mild mannered. The original gimmick was he was the real Bob Backlund when he was on screen, say in the 80s, they're coming to Hartford. Bob Backlund's going to be in a match with Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I'm just going to go out there and give it 110%. And I'm going to do my best and this. And then when he turned heel, he went crazy. He was using words that you had to have a dictionary next to you to figure out what the fuck Bob Backlund was talking about in the 90s.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ankylosaurus. Yeah, you literally
Yes.
both of them. And like, well, what does that mean? Oh, all right, that means this. Oh, I know what that means. That means, oh shit, that means something I don't even know. What that means. That means a word I don't even. Fuck. Do I use the dictionary? No, I think we find an alternative and then see what that alternative means, and
Right.
then we'll know what the fuck he said.
Get the abacus.
And
Yeah,
he was
like, I had to do
because
math in order to spell words.
He's a super smart guy. Now get this: when he made his comeback, me and my boys went to the show, made a sign, "Welcome home, champ." Yada yada. He jumped over the rail, came over and talked to us. He's running for Congress. He's still doing the gimmick where you have to recite all the presidents. And I walked up and he goes, "New Haven." I'm like, "What about it?" He goes, "You were the guy in the third row with the sign. You and your boys. I jumped the rail. I signed your thing. Yada yada." I'm like, "You remember that?" He goes, "Yeah, absolutely. Never forget a face. What do you need? Can I have an autograph?" "Sure." The kid behind me is like, "He didn't say the presidents." Bob just kind of turned his head and said, "He doesn't have to." Me and Brandon. Bob says me and Brandon shook Bob Backlund's hand at Raw. That's a mitt too. I have a picture somewhere.
He's got some big old baseball gloves.
When he wrote his book, he came and did a book signing in Norwich, and we interviewed him on the old show. And we went out to the book signing. He brought the old Backlund wheel that he used to sell on television. He says, "Why don't you try it, Christopher?" Never called me Chris. Pecker.
Interesting.
Yeah, he just never called me Chris. I was Christopher. He says, "Why don't you try it, Christopher?" I said, "Okay, tell me what to do." "Okay, do this." And I couldn't do it. And then here he is at 68 years old. Goes, "Here, let me show you." He's just on. He's doing rep after rep. He's like, "Okay, Christopher, now you try." I did 2. Dude was in immaculate shape all his life, and unfortunately, he's suffering now. So
yeah, it sucks.
Hopefully, he's comfortable. And I just talked to Carrie like 2 weeks ago. I said, "Hey, pass along your best to my dad. Love to talk to him again." She goes, "Yeah, that's probably not going to happen, unfortunately." So it's tough. Him and his wife moved to Florida. They sold the house in Glastonbury, and they're there now. That's where it's gonna be. It was cool giving Bob a handshake, but I think Andrew wins on wrestling interactions with that pic with New Jack. Oh God, that pic! Oh my Lord! If you guys didn't see the thumbnail of the show, that pic with Andrew and New Jack, it's hilarious. Andrew's smiling because I get to be with a wrestler. New Jack is smiling because how are you going to not smile when this kid is giddy like that? If it were me in that picture, New Jack would be stabbing me and stealing my wallet.
Maybe. There's a high probability.
Well, it depends on who I went to the show with, because if I went with Herm, New Jack is stabbing me and Herm is stealing my wallet.
In case you need it later.
Right. Catch me outside. How about that?
I'm going to just keep this for safekeeping.
Yeah, I'm going to hold on to this in case I need to identify you later.
Yeah, I got his wallet right here. That's him.
Did his face originally look like this? Yeah, that's him. Sorry, bro.
Can you?
Did he look like this before that happened right there?
Again, it's a Jenny Craig commercial.
Can you push his nose back into the middle of his face?
I mean, if you push the thing back and you straighten the leg, it's fucking.
Yeah,
him.
that's him.
All right.
That's him.
Oh my God! Wow. All right, we're gonna light the comment section up with this one. I'm sure there's somebody who was someone you didn't want to see come on your TV in that time period. Because I have one, and it's going to drive people nuts, and I'll just throw it out there. Was never a fan of Val Venus. Ever.
Who?
Exactly. Now, the early part, Herm can attest to this. It was the bathroom match whenever King Mabel walked onto the screen. 500 pounds of just utter suck. He was like Yokozuna Dark.
It's a tough one. I'm trying to think.
The Bushwhackers.
What are you laughing at?
The Bushwhackers were about
it's just
to match.
Thank you, Herm.
Anytime.
I have yet to meet someone who, with a straight face, says, "No, I really like the Bushwhackers."
I'm gonna have to go with Adrian Adonis.
He was dead by then. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that car crash that took his life, yeah, he was pretty active in the 90s on DVD.
The 90s. Ugh.
I'm going to help you out with this one because Bob, we'll get to your comment in a second. I had the opportunity this afternoon, as I do most Tuesdays, to talk to Duke from Speedway Review. And I told him what we were doing tonight. And he said, Chris, there's only one answer to this question, and it's JEFF. JARRE, Jeff Jarrett. I like Jeff Jarrett, but that gimmick, that country music gimmick was, well, as Herm said a couple weeks ago, garbage.
Look, if you won't steal the honky tonk man's thing, just steal the honky tonk man's thing and say you stole his thing. Come on, man.
Don't pretend.
All
Don't
we
pretend
saw,
you're not.
all we saw was pretty boy, Barbie haired honky tonk man. It just no.
I liked it.
If Shadow Stevens decided to do the honky tonk man,
Don't start the Shadow Stevens shit again.
there it is. There it is. Jeff Jarrett is Shadow Stevens playing the honky tonk man.
You know, Marsha's going to go down the rabbit hole now.
I know.
And
I'm
look up
hoping,
Jeff Jarrett and
I'm
Sharon.
hoping I'm going to trigger something. Something.
Yep. Singing a wild world.
Oh my God. Bob checks in with Billy and Chuck. That was the weirdest tag team ever. Two
Is that
big
like
burly
Bob
guys.
O'Neill?
Kind of. Well, they were two big burly guys pretending to be gay. And they were going to have a wedding on television. And then the Glad people came out and were in support of it. Yay, this is great. WWF went, wait a minute.
Whoa,
We kind of
we
dug
got
ourselves
way
a
too
hole
much
here. Yeah.
traction. Whoa. We're getting way too
They
much
think we're
traction
serious.
on this.
What's that?
Someone put
They
some-
think we're serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Somebody
no. This is
put
make
them down.
believe.
We need to lose some traction fast.
This is all make believe, like pretend.
But why would it shake your faith in wrestling? Come on, we had Adonis. We had
Adrian Street back in the day.
Everybody that's been androgynous and
Oh!
fucking flaming.
Okay, Herm.
hell.
Here's one from the 90s.
It rubs
And
people the wrong way, so they do it.
Herm, here's one from the 90s, and you and I changed the words of his theme song. Here comes Johnny B. Bad. He had sex with your
You
dad.
had sex with your dad.
Oh my God.
You had to be there on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and we got wrestling on the TV, and we'd hear the Little Richard style music come on. If you saw the Johnny B. Bad gimmick, he had sex with your dad.
Yeah, whatever. Get
Oh,
this
I
fucking
remember
guy
it.
off my TV.
Johnny B. Bad was fun, but we were like, no, this is not a cool gimmick. Even WCW had shitty gimmicks for a long, long time.
Right, but even
Only
they
they-
were like, bro, have you seen this?
They didn't watch any of that.
over there?
Don't whatever you do, don't go down the rabbit hole when I'm about to say the next name. The Rap Master PN News. Yep, see Herm. Herm is
I never even
Herm's
heard
not-
of him.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
He had a cup of coffee or two with WCW. His whole gimmick was he was a fat guy who rapped.
Oh,
And he was a terrible rapper. Not like when you had some of those guys would come out and rap a little bit and have a good time, like John Cena later on. Well, later on in time, not in his career. But yeah, PN News would come out and have these cheesy ass raps, and the end of it was always the same. When the shoulders go down, 1, 2, 3. The only people standing are my posse and me. And we're like, dude, you suck out loud, bro.
wow.
Yeah,
He
pretty
was
bad.
terrible. I mean, nothing beats my man Fred Ottman, formerly the Tugboat, formerly the Typhoon, busting through a wall and falling on his ass as the Shockmaster. You know what?
The
Fuck it.
shocker.
Let's just talk shitty gimmicks because the
Give
90s
him the
were full of
shock.
shit. The Shocker.
What? Jesus. What's his finishing move? The Shocker. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, bro.
The shocker.
That's not
Whoa.
even a pinning combination. That's a
That's what I'm
submission.
saying.
Oh, it's a
Whoa.
I give in like 5 minutes.
It's a violation, but it's not a pinning maneuver. All right.
It's violating, all right.
I'm giving
Right.
you 3 minutes to stop doing that to
I'm
me.
not doing that for 3 minutes. Mm-mm.
Right?
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
give me
dig-
3
more.
minutes to stop.
I'm gonna dig deep, and it's gonna be guys that Herm actually saw at the shows with me. The first thing, if you have a guy who's 7'8", legitimately, and muscled up, don't put him in a bodysuit with painted up muscles so he looks like a Sasquatch. Giant Gonzalez was a
Oh
shitty
my god! Wow,
Elegante.
that's
Elegante. There you go.
elegante. That was
Same show. You take the Brooklyn Brawler, who everybody knew as the Brooklyn Brawler. You know what? I got an idea. MLB is on strike. Let's put him in a baseball outfit and paint a baseball on his face and call him MVP. Was the dumbest gimmick. I'm not even going to touch Doink and his midget posse.
There's a dude with a midget posse?
Yes, Doink the Clown had a midget posse. Little
Never
clowns.
mind. I don't do clowns.
Andrew found Gilberg funny. Oh, God, Gilberg. If you've never seen Gilberg. Remember the jobber from the 80s, Herm? Dwayne Gill? He lost everything. Bright blonde hair, really bad goatee. They shaved his head and like magic markered a tattoo on him and called him Gilberg to fuck with WCW. And he was wildly hilarious, but it's Gilberg. It's hilarious. They brought him back not too long ago just for a one-off.
That's funny.
Oh my Gilberg. What a
Gilberg.
great call, kid. Good job.
Gilberg.
I'm trying to think of some other shitty gimmicks. Like there were so many shitty Bertha Faye, the lady wrestler. Nobody
What was her
remember
gimmick?
Bertha Faye?
What was her gimmick?
She was in Japan. She was called the Monster. In America, she dressed up in wildly neon clothing and was like a trailer park lady. Like she was like the people of Walmart before the people of Walmart were cool.
I think I vaguely recall that. It would be like this really god awful tracksuit.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
He's got the what is that? Is that a neck massager?
The personal
Yeah, that's what
massager.
we'll call it.
Yeah. We'll call it that. I just
Why
had
does-
one. Damn it.
Why? This thing smells like balls.
It's because he's been using it as the shocker.
It's not mine, it's hers.
All right.
It smells like my nuts.
That $50 subscription is out the window. She's got the Fuckmaster 5000 now,
How the fuck
That's
am I
right.
supposed to compete with
60%
that?
of the time,
you know?
it works every time.
right?
Oh.
Come on, Herm, help me out. We need some shitty gimmicks. Comment section, help me out. We need some shitty gimmicks from the 90s.
From the
All of them.
90s.
I had one, and then he brought out the Fuckmaster 5000, so it just went out the window.
What was it?
What was what?
Your gimmick.
I don't know. He brought out the freaking vibrator, and now my mind is mush.
Now your mind's like, I wish I had one of those.
Massager,
No.
right?
He's on
I
Amazon
want two.
right now.
I want
That's
two.
what that's what, like we say in the One Star Strip Club episodes, that's what you're going to tell her, aren't you? My
Your-
wallet got stolen. Yeah.
Your,
Or
roo-
It's not mine.
your roommates are like, Chris, this big wooden crate came today, and it's fucking vibrating. I didn't want to open
my
it.
bag, baby.
That's right. Call the post office. I got
Made
nothing
by
to do with
Austin
that shit.
Powers. This is my bag, baby.
This is my bag, baby.
Autographed by the
All
author.
That's it. I'm going to the Google machine, and I'm going to see. Here's what we're going to type in on the Google machine.
Sparky
Crap.
Plug.
Oh, damn. Okay. Full disclosure. WWF in the early 90s tried to sponsor back then it was called the Bush Series. Today is called the Xfinity Series. They tried to sponsor a race car. They didn't get it. They found a southern Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, that kind of area that had a, much like the K&N North Series, there was a series like that down there. They sponsored a car. No one wants to drive it. So what they do? They found a wrestler who used to be a race car driver, and they just created a race car wrestler, Sparky Plug.
Wow.
Sparky Plug.
Yep. Now wait, it gets better. Comment section is going to light up. Do you know who he became later on, which you guys probably did see on your television screen?
I have no idea who he became.
Hardcore Holly.
I'm
No
not
shit.
familiar with that.
One of the
It was-
toughest
it was
dudes.
Bob Holly.
No shit.
Oh, Okay, so I typed in crappy 90s wrestling gimmicks, and here's what AI gave me. Several 1990s wrestling gimmicks are considered crappy or notoriously bad. These include the Goon. Do you remember the Goon? Dressed like a hockey player, had his boots tailored.
Oh,
to look
yeah,
like
yeah,
hockey
yeah.
skates.
Yes.
Yep.
I remember
Duke
him.
the Dumpster Drosy, which we mentioned. TL Hopper, which we mentioned. And this one might go down in the history of the worst. Bastion Booger.
Bastion Booger.
Bastion Booger was just a big dude who they put in a singlet that was probably 2 sizes too small, so all his rolls fell out, and was always eating ice cream and had crumbs in his beard. And yeah, terrible gimmick.
Sounds sexy as fuck.
Well,
No,
All
yeah.
right, let's see. All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Is this Chat GPT?
I was gonna say my sous chef has done a little digging. We have the Red Rooster, Terry Taylor,
Fuck Terry Taylor.
Mantar,
Mantar, fuck! Half man, half beast.
the Yeti,
The Yeti. The only Yeti that looked like a mummy wrapped in toilet paper.
Isaac Yankum, DDS,
Who did Isaac Yankem become later in his career?
Kane,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
1999 WWF gimmick spoofing Leave It to Beaver, Beaver Cleavage.
Beaver cleavage. Fuck.
Wait.
It gets better.
The Repo Man.
Okay. Full disclosure. I loved the Repo Man.
I did too.
Here
He
we
was
go.
silly as shit.
Here we go. 7.
7. Dustin Rhodes.
Mordecai.
I don't remember Mordecai.
Me neither.
Gothic Holy Avenger gimmick that flopped badly and disappeared almost immediately. So there it is. There's your close to priest, Matt.
There you go.
Yeah, it's about the closest I'm
let's
gonna
see,
get.
Max Moon. Oh, Friar Ferguson.
Oh, I remember. He was like
Friar
3
Ferguson,
weeks.
Shaw.
was he like in a
Yeah,
friar
they
outfit?
turned
Playing a
him into
monk who
Bastion
danced-
Booger.
Who danced and drank.
Yes.
And it was scrapped after there were religious complaints.
Oh, well,
No
yeah.
shit.
Let's see. Oh, wait. Kerwin White.
I remember.
Poor
You know why they
Chavo.
put?
Poor Chavo.
Yeah, Chavo.
Let's see. Oh, when the whole Kiss thing, the Kiss Demon.
Okay. Full. Look. Yeah. Shitty gimmick. Great introduction, but yeah, the Kiss Demon, terrible.
Zodiac.
Oh, one of his 15 gimmicks.
Right.
Who was the Zodiac, Mike?
He was Brutus Beefcake, sometimes later also known as the Barber.
The barber beefcake.
That's right. The dumbest gimmick he ever did.
Yep.
I don't know. The Booty Man was pretty close. That was one of his 88 gimmicks. How about when they turned the big Boss Man? The Boss Man goes to WCW and they set him up as the Guardian Angel, like he was.
Funny.
He was in the subways of New York with the beret and everything. Go ahead.
That was a period where like the gimmicks were just there weren't really many good ones.
Wasn't
Let's
there
put
a
it
manager?
that way.
There were several managers.
No, I
Yes,
mean,
well, you have to pare it down for us.
I think his name was Slick.
Yes, the Doctor of Style, the Reverend Slick.
Yes.
Turn off the lights.
Yes, I remember because Mr. Piper
Party's
made some
over.
off-the-color comments about him, about
I
his
love
lips.
Slick. I
Yup.
love Slick.
Slick was badass.
Yep. Yep.
Whoa. I'm trying to remember the name of the gimmick. I was watching an old wrestling show not long ago. Oh, all right. The Gobbledygooker.
The
What?
fuck?
Hector Guerrero pops out of an egg at the 1990 Survivor Series because I was watching that show. I was playing, how many of these guys in the match are dead.
You can make a
And
It's a great game.
they put Hector Guerrero in a turkey outfit, and he would sometimes wrestle. He'd sometimes just show up at events. He would and Hector Guerrero was obviously Guerrero family, but they put him in a turkey outfit and made him dance around like a fool.
You can make a big omelet with that egg.
Shut up, Herm. What will you put in it?
Ham,
Cheese.
Come on.
The
Big Boss Man's mom.
Sorry. It's my
Just
favorite
round
fucking
around
Billy
the
Heenan
edges.
line, Bobby Heenan line ever. Jesus,
Don't
you can make a
overcook
big
it.
omelet with that egg. You put a lot of stuff in that omelet too. Ham, cheese. Big Boss Man's
Big Boss
mom.
Man's mom. The pregnant pauses were the best.
You knew it was coming because and Monsoon would just be like, nobody's listening to him, and we were all listening to Bob. We were all like, come on, say it. Yeah.
Please.
Come on, say it. You know there's some straight shit coming. Start it. Yep. See, he's starting it all nice and straight. See,
Oh my
he's not
God.
being mean or being difficult at all. See, it's just large egg. You can make a big omelet with that. Put a lot of stuff in it.
Big.
There was a guy that had the look, had the gimmick, but had the dumbest name ever. If Herm remembers, he was a big bald-headed bastard, probably about 6'5", jacked to the moon, came out with this jacket and shoulder pads that had like shark teeth on it. He looked mean as shit. But when you call somebody Damien Demento, you have killed his chances going forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looked good.
All I heard was Dr. Demento.
That's what I was thinking.
Right. And of course, I would be remiss for shitty WWE gimmicks. Even though it wasn't a gimmick, it was just a one-night deal. Whoever made Marty Jannetty's outfit out of yarn from Joanne's Fabrics.
Yarn Man!
Oh my God.
I am
Yarn Man. Oh, WCW had a Spider-Man gimmick that was Arachnaman, and it was terrible. Like, absolutely the shittiest thing you ever saw. I'm going through WCW gimmicks now. Arachnaman. Van Hammer. Heavy metal Van Hammer, who couldn't wrestle a lick.
Oh, yeah.
But
Remember
was
him.
built like a brick shit house, came to the ring with a guitar that I don't even think he knew how to play. Unlike Man Mountain Rock, who would go to the ring with his WWF-shaped guitar and actually play in the ring. Van Hammer just carried a fucking guitar.
It was
We
decoration.
mentioned the Shockmaster. Yeah. We mentioned the Shockmaster. Oh, the Renegade, which was an Ultimate Warrior knockoff. Now, this guy could have pulled it off if he wasn't 6 inches shorter than the Ultimate Warrior, and much like the Warrior, couldn't speak a complete fucking sentence. The Booty Man we mentioned, because that was one of Brutus Beefcake. They have a list of his shitty gimmicks right here. So Brutus the Barber Beefcake, as Ed Leslie, was Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Then he was the Man with No Name, because they were getting sued by WWF.
Yep.
The Butcher, the Zodiac, the Disciple. It's like, we get it. You guys can't think of anything. Anybody remember Glacier?
No.
I do not.
The only reason I remember him is the picture. I don't think I can remember one match he was ever in. He was like a Mortal Kombat looking guy. He was fucking terrible. Let's see. What else we got on here? No, we're not even going to mention that. They did a spoof on Jim Ross after he had a stroke. Called him Oklahoma. What?
Wait. Is he saying Chico Santana was a shitty gimmick?
I think
or is he just going the because or is he
the
just
Matador? The Matador was a shitty gimmick.
That was, or is he just going the Jesse the Body route? And every time he spoke his name, Jesse called him Chico.
Yeah, you know what the name of Tito Santana's book is? Don't Call Me Chico.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, I've yet to buy it, but I hear it's good. Bob is chiming in on Mr. Perfect. He won the AWA World Title. Should have won the WWF World Title. It was cool to see him smash Hogan's title belt. That was a phenomenal segment. Yeah, Kurt Hennig on his knees, beating the shit out of the belt with the hammer. Pieces just flying everywhere. He took his gum and he put it on top of it. Oh man, Kurt Hennig was the shit. I don't care. I mean, oh wow, I don't know if it was a shitty gimmick. And Herm, help me out here because he really didn't change who he was. But the Texas Tornado was a shitty name.
I remember him.
I think you could have left him as Kerry Von Erich.
Mm.
Yeah, but I don't know as if that wasn't him.
I mean, you could have called him Half a Foot Pill Popper Jones for all I care, as long as he stayed Kerry Von Erich.
No, I'm just I think at that time in the I don't know. We all know when that happened, and you know what I mean in relation to timeline. But so I'm not sure if that wasn't him trying to do that on his own that way.
Maybe. I couldn't tell you. I know they would weave in and out of calling him just the Texas Tornado.
Right.
They tossed the Kerry Von Erich at the end.
Right. And so I'm not sure how that worked.
See,
but
his real name is just strange sounding enough where it sounds made up. So I think he could have gone much further with just his own name.
Maybe
because that was his identity. The Texas Tornado was just something they made up to make it a gimmick. He didn't really need a gimmick. He didn't.
A gimmick. People knew who he was.
No, we needed his foot.
Yeah. he had a prosthesis. Leave it alone.
He was doing just fine. What he needed was another foot.
Marsh, if you want to go on a rabbit hole, Bob in the comment section says, how about Mr. Perfect in WCW with the country band, which was called the West Texas Rednecks? And they had a song that they performed, Rap is Crap.
We're talking Mr. Perfect, Paul Orndorff?
No, that's Mr. Wonderful. We're talking Mr. Perfect.
Wonderful.
Who brought the cool kid?
Perfect.
Oh, Jesus. Who brought the cool kid?
You want to talk about Lenny Poffo some more? Seriously, because we could just Lenny Poffo the entire episode.
He had the same look. I'm pretty sure that I'm not sure if he moved the hair from his mustache to the top of his head, or if he moved the hair from the top of his head to his mustache. But it was the same hair. It was the same hair. It was the same hair.
I don't doubt it.
Pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. And his eyebrows too. Like all the same texture.
But he was
anybody watch The Bear?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it me or is Marsh the fucking doppelganger for Neil?
I see it.
If I put a fucking tattoo on his forehead and his neck, that nigga right there is Neil.
Yeah, I see it.
There it is.
Wow.
Have you watched the new episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
That's it. And that's all.
I like it a lot better this season. That's all I'm saying.
I just couldn't. I tried. I watched 2 episodes of it. Maybe 3.
Now, I know I'm going to at least make Marsh smile because he's probably seen this. He's probably got the DVD. He probably watches it on Amazon.
Dukes of Hazzard? Yeah.
No. Ready to Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I just watched that again about 3 weeks ago.
What is wrong with you? That is a shit-ass
movie.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's just it's fun.
Watch it.
It's fun. Huh? It's lighthearted. It doesn't take itself seriously.
No.
I think fucking Oliver Platt is awesome.
How? What is your media of choice for watching that movie?
And it's got all kinds of people I like. It's got Goldberg, but Oliver Platt I think's hilarious.
All right, fair. Herm wants to know, how are you watching it? What service are you using?
What's your media for that?
I think Tubi.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's one of the free ones.
All right. I was expecting this motherfucker to tell me.
I don't know if I have the DVD, but I was watching it on Tubi last.
Yeah, but come on, we all know and expect you to be like, oh, I have it on DVD right over here.
Yeah,
when you go to look in my stack of DVDs, but
when you go to Marsh's house.
I probably have it in the jelly cabinet behind me.
Like you have a stack of DVDs.
Not a stack. I have the albums. Like I took them all out and stuffed them in like old TV series and shit.
You go to Marsh's house and you have to turn your watch back to 2010.
Hey, not everything's available on streaming.
That's true. That's why YouTube exists.
The That's what poor people say who don't buy stuff that's available to purchase. Because
Or people say
everything,
that don't buy stuff. I have a library card. I don't buy a lot
everything
of
is
shit.
available for a price.
Yeah, and
Thanks,
that's why I have a
Ted
library
DiBiase.
card, so I don't have to
DiBiase
pay the
taught us
price.
that.
That's true. That's a very good point. Ted DiBiase taught us everything has a price.
Everything has a price.
Yeah, and you have to weigh and measure how important is it to you to fucking pay the price. And if I can find a way to do it cheap or free, then I will.
All right, I don't often say this to you, but bitch, please, you would spend $3,000 if you could have either a streaming copy or a physical copy of Megaforce now. You would spare no fucking expense. You would have it in your mitts in some way, shape, or form.
I think I do have a streaming copy of that on my phone,
Yep, the prostitution rest, Your Honor.
but I only paid $9 for it.
Okay,
Your Honor?
Well, that you
I
paid
digest.
$8 too much.
I'm buying Matt the physical DVD version for Christmas.
Of what?
Blu-ray.
Megaforce.
Megaforce.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Ready to Rumble.
Best
Well, he'll make-
$13 you'll ever spend at Walmart.
No, I have access to all those. That and like Remo Williams and all that shit. Yeah.
We need a movie episode soon, please.
Yeah, we
Sure.
do.
Sure.
And Marsh is gonna come up with the questions.
For the
We-
movies?
You want to play
Oh, yeah.
rough? Okay, then we play rough.
We could talk a little movies about like wrestlers that went on to be kind of half famous.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, the biggest movie star
The
in the world
football
right
players.
now is The Rock. In
Right.
my
Brian
opinion.
Bosworth was fucking awesome.
No, he was
Well-
not. Stop it.
Well, that's what more what I'm talking about is like guys from that era, Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
Andre the Giant.
What was that? They did a show where
Roddy
these
Piper?
guys, riff tracks, I think it was, where they
Yes.
just rip into all these fucking. Yeah, I figured
Yes.
Lynch would know.
Yes.
Where they just rip into all these movies and stuff. But
Yeah, those are great.
Steve Austin has done some good movies and done some shitty movies. And my
Yeah,
favorite of all of them, The Condemned, was fucking phenomenal.
That's a good
Yeah.
movie, but a very
Fucking-
a very large portion of his catalog sucks.
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, because I like him. I like him. He's just a likable dude.
yeah,
John
speaking
Cena.
of Steve Austin. I
Okay,
think I'm
go
going
ahead.
to see Lee Majors next month at the fucking Mohegan.
Nice.
So they're gonna wheel him in.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
He's frozen in carbonite.
What I'm saying.
But him and Lindsey Wagner are both going to be there, so I was like, I may want to check this out while I still got a chance.
He's singing that same line over and over again. It's the only words he can speak out loud. I've been seen with Farrah. John Cena. If you saw, I know Daddy's Home 2 would be my favorite.
Daddy's
but he
Home
did
2 is
the-
great. That last
love
10
Marine-
minutes of that, awesome.
Yeah, the Marine was pretty good too.
I
Cock
didn't
Block
see those.
was fantastic. When I was married, my wife dragged me to the theater to see 12 Rounds, which was perhaps the shittiest movie I've ever seen, other
12
than
rounds.
Twilight. Don't watch it. Do not watch it.
Okay, I won't.
John Cena as a cop, and shit went sideways, and he's got 12 tasks he has to do to save her. It just stop.
Let's not
But
forget
he's-
about that 80s classic, Suburban Commando.
Yeah, there you go.
The only
There
thing
you
that
go.
saved that movie was Christopher Lloyd.
Mm-hmm. Let's not forget about No Holds Barred.
So John Cena, I mean, one of my favorite things of his is Peacemaker.
Yes, very good.
He is fucking funny as hell. He's just a natural actor. You know, he doesn't work that hard at it because he kind of really plays the same person over and over again. It's just he's funny.
Yeah, paging Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista, you play the same
Yeah, right.
character in every fucking movie.
He
Hey,
was
speaking
really
of
good.
No Holds Barred. Didn't Tiny Lister go from his character in that into the WWF?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's how he got there.
Yeah,
That's how he
And-
got
I mean,
there.
he wasn't there that
They
long.
brought
I
him in
believe.
as Zeus.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Right.
And he sucked out loud in the ring. I love Tiny Lister. God rest
Yeah,
his
I
soul,
met him.
man. Did you really?
Yeah.
He'll always be Debo to me. I don't care.
Devo.
Some say Zeus. I say Debo.
Devo.
I got
You know
mind
what the
control
funny
on
thing is,
Debo.
the first time I saw him, there was an HBO football show called First and 10.
I remember that show.
Ran about 3 seasons, and he was on that.
Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, I did too. I had that on
Nice.
DVD.
Of course you do.
I probably do somewhere.
Of course you
They
do.
sold the box set. I think it was a Walmart exclusive.
Yeah, 1999. You bought it.
Yeah,
There's a
Fuck
sucker.
it.
There's a sucker born every minute.
yeah. O.J. Simpson
Where-
was on that too.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
Herm, you gonna be okay down there?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm
All right. I'm worried about you, kid. All right.
Have there been any
Go ahead.
ladies that have there been any ladies of wrestling that successfully crossed into the TV movie realm?
The TV is weird because now it seems like a lot of them
Not
did
really.
reality shows.
Oh
They
yeah,
had
like
the
on what's that one I like? The Traders.
Surreal Life. China was a big part of that on one season.
Yeah. Well,
They had a
her whole
WW.
life
she-
is a fucking train wreck.
Pretty much. They had they had a show about the divas. I want to say it was like Total Divas or Total Mischief or whatever the fuck. And they just followed them around town to town. And it was just I saw half of an episode. I'm like, nope, can't do it. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I don't need to
Yeah,
see you
that-
putting on makeup and talking shit about people. That you want to
Yeah,
keep that Real Housewife shit over there.
They seem to kind of gravitate towards the reality TV because that's about their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I think
think-
that's just
I
where
think
we
Tri-
are now.
Oh, I think Trish Stratus tried, like maybe like cameos or something, if I recall correctly. But I mean,
She was
I
in
know
a
they were.
movie of some sort. Yeah.
I know they were like paving the way. She was one of the early ones. They were paving the way to become a movie star. I mean, because WWE's been doing it since the beginning with Hulk Hogan, all those old school guys. Sergeant Slaughter was in movies. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. The list goes on and on. So
I'm
I think she was
surprised more of
being
them
marked.
didn't transition into porn.
You want my honest opinion as to why you see more males becoming stars and you don't see women becoming movie stars?
Go ahead. I'd love to hear it.
Here it comes down to the entire point I was making earlier, that with the female wrestlers, regardless of how well they perform, you are selling sex. Okay. Unfortunately for them, that's the selling point, the sex part. The performance part for the women, that's just an added enhancement and plus. On the men's side, it's a fucking requirement. And you're not pitching sex
Well, that's true.
of dudes to dudes. So they have to be on fucking point with acting and performing, not just being sexy. Because they're not being sexy to anybody but most of the viewers' moms. That's the difference. And that's my personal opinion. Thank
Okay,
you for coming to my
I can
TED
see
Talk.
that.
Fair enough. My future ex-wife Liv Morgan is currently shooting a movie alongside Uma Thurman and Samuel L. Jackson, which is strange.
Interesting.
I'm trying to find
Yeah, they haven't done
movies
anything
that,
since Pulp Fiction.
well, good on them. And of course, China comes up. She did movies, but not the kind you want to talk about on a semi-family friendly
Family Channel,
podcast.
no.
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 But if you like for $39.95, you can go to Vivid and
Hold
probably
on,
Yeah,
dig
you
those
can.
out.
hold on a second. I can
Hey,
call
Vinny.
this up.
You know what?
I got money. I got it.
Well,
Okay.
you want to watch, dude? If you want to watch China get railed, you go right ahead. That's
No, I
not
think
my
I
bag.
think the viewers need to see this.
I don't know. I think there's things that you want to see
think
till
the
you see it.
viewers- I think we owe it to the viewing public.
Hold on.
So
Hello?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Okay, I'll
you
tell
can't
them.
show that.
Thank you.
You can't show that.
Those
It's
are
the
those are the
internet.
lawyers
Technically, I
telling us that
can.
we cannot show this on the air. The
So
law firm,
I-
our law firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe has said we cannot show that on this broadcast.
So I was a listener of Howard Stern in the early 2000s.
No.
When he first went to Sirius, and she was on that show all the time, China, and it was hilarious, both hilarious and heartbreaking, watching her unwind for a X amount of years. Because early on, it was you thought it was an act
Right.
about how she was portraying herself, and then you realize slowly as time rolled on, that's no act. She's fucking crazy, and she has problems, and she's out of fucking control. So then that's when the
She was
laughter.
a dude.
That's when the laughter stopped, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this is a fucking tragedy happening in front of my eyes.
Oh yeah, between that, the Stern appearances, the surreal life, the porn videos, the
I mean,
almost,
she did herself no favors.
yeah,
she did
almost
herself no favors.
almost monthly, you'd see her on TMZ or Access Hollywood. I'm arrested again. She's this. She kind of like Sunny now.
Back in fucking rehab.
Yeah,
She's
hell,
still alive.
Sunny
It was
just
sad.
killed a guy a couple years ago, and now she's in prison.
Yeah.
Threw her entire life away.
Oh, was it drunk driving?
Yes,
Yeah, she killed a kid or younger person.
75-year-old man.
Oh, I thought
There
it
was
was
a
a
kid
younger
in the
person.
car. No, there was a kid in the car.
Oh, okay.
But the old man died.
The old man died. That's right.
Hmm.
I remember the big deal about the kid.
Yep. All right, we're gonna try to end off on a high note. Put a smile on somebody's face. Herm, if you could have lunch with one 90s wrestler, who would it be and where are you going?
Oh,
Jesus.
he didn't wrestle.
Huh?
He did. No, God did once, not Jesus, but
Just
God
one.
did.
God did once.
90s wrestler.
Yeah, a wrestler from the 90s. And you can pick anybody.
I think we'd have Razor Ramon over, but not Razor Ramon. I think I'd have Scott Hall over.
Okay.
And we'd eat at my house.
There you go. Because I'm bringing my choice to your house. If I could have lunch or dinner with one 90s wrestler, I'm picking Stone Cold. I'll take you to Herm's house so the food's covered. You bring the beer, kid. Roll up in that beer truck that he sprayed everybody with on television.
Right?
That would be cool. Marsh, you got anything, or are you just going to stick with Lanny Poffo?
I'm going to go with Jimmy King.
See,
baby.
he's still on Ready to Rumble.
What would the King do?
What, your bracelet on? What would Jimmy the King do?
Now, if I had to pick real ones, probably Goldberg.
There you
I don't
go.
know. I kind of like to meet the dude.
All right.
I'm going
We
with
have
Mick
Brock
Foley.
Lesnar over, and we'd have his daughter just pop down while she's here. While he's here too.
All right.
She looks like she could do some damage.
Bob would say,
Yeah,
he
she
would
looks
pick
like
Bret
you
Hart.
already touched her. Okay, let's just put it that way.
Stop it. Oh, good God. This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm picking Mick Foley.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be a fun one.
She looks like you touched her.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Mick
Or at
Foley.
least you were within 6 feet of her.
Right? You broke COVID rules with that one, buddy.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
fuck! Oh my God!
I like your pick. Bob in the comment section, Bret Hart, pick his brain. Yeah, that'd be a fun.
Yeah, that'd be a good one
fun
too. That'd be a very good
I'm
one.
not trying to have that greasy shit on my rug. No,
Oh, shit.
no. That shit would
There's
drip on
there's
my
a
rug.
Bobby Heenan thing for you. It looks like you used WD-40 for hair gel.
That's where I'm going. Nah, I'm not trying. Nah, the fucking grease ball all over my rug. No. You stay outside.
McMahon, look at his hair. Is that 10 weight or 5 weight?
It's 15W right there.
A fucking 50 weight all over my carpet.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, we're going to say goodnight to all of you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for chiming in, and we'll come up with something fun next week. Herm, do you have that song? We're not going to do our normal bullshittery on the way out tonight.
No, I got it. It's right here. Here,
All
right, well,
Albano one.
bring it up.
No, Marsh, nobody wants to talk about the wrestling album ever.
Oh, love the wrestling album.
This was a musical piece written by a friend of Andrew's that I think we should close the show out with tonight. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And come back next week. There's always something fun here at the Junction.
Grab them
Usually.
cakes.
Here we go.
Yeah, baby. Spread them
Get
wide.
ready.
Herm, do you want to tell him or should I?
Tell them what.
Message, then the silence hits back. Last game, last laugh.
Do we
You
have
dip
it?
with a
Do we have
crown.
sound?
Laid down when
Yeah.
you sleep and
Yeah.
never came back
Yeah.
around. You were my best friend and brother, talking RuneScape, Fortnite, trash talking till we'd win. Even when I pulled back, you still popped in the call. You ain't need a game, just a reason to be with us all. We talk big, but get our asses kicked by a couple 10-year-olds building towers too quick. You'd laugh, call it rigged, I'd scream, bro, what the hell? But those were the moments we lived in so well. Still hear your voice, still see that dumb grin, still joke about the broomstick like you want that again. Nah, we weren't gay, but man, we played like fools. You and me against the world, breaking every rule. You were my brother, not by blood but by soul. We laughed through the dark, made each other whole. Now the chair's still there, but the mic's gone cold, and the game ain't the same since you let go. Yo, broomstick, you left too quick, but I'll keep your name alive, every word, every click. From the VC to the grave, you're still part of the squad. Forever my brother, now rest easy with God. You talked about her, yeah, you really like kitten. Didn't even know that'd be your last message. I was the last to talk to you, can't lie, it breaks me. Still pacing around, this grief tries to shake me, but you died with the crown. Not many can say that. Peace in your sleep after one final match. Has got your last dub, and damn, that's poetic. You always said you wanted to go out calm, not heck. He wasn't famous, but in our world he was everything. In our little gaming crew he felt like a king. Everyone knew Andrew, his voice, his laugh, his heart. He was the kind of guy who held people together just by being part of every night, every call, every game, every joke. And when the news hit, man, it broke us all. You should have seen it. How many cried? How many said I love that dude with pain in their eyes? He left a hole in our hearts, not just mine, but in every corner of this community he helped to find. So to his family, please know this is true. He was deeply loved by all of us too. You were my brother, not by blood but by soul. We laughed through the dark, made each other whole. Now the chair's still there, but the mic's gone cold, and the game ain't the same since you let go. Yo, broomstick, you left too quick, but I'll keep your name alive, every word, every click. From the VC to the grave, you're still part of the squad. Forever my brother, now rest easy with God. So yo, broomstick, if you're listening somehow, just know I miss you more than I can say out loud. One more call, one more round, one more troll, but for now I'll carry us both till I earn that final crown.
That's a catchy little tune, man. I dug that.
Is
good,
it?
man.
That kid's
dug
got
that.
some talent.
I'm not really into rap, but I mean I dug it.
I dug
Yeah.
that. That was very nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
High five.
Double high fives.
That was very nice.
Thanks for indulging me, guys. We're gonna see you
Yep.
next week.
Oh,
Good night, y'all.
Next week, the shocker.
Oh dear God.
the Spocker.
Double shocker.
Please hit that button,
Oh,
Herm. Please hit that button, Herm.
The Spocker. The Spocker.
Good night.
Live long and ouch, that hurts.